Hey guys, what is up and welcome to a new video. So today we're going to be taking a look at Valorant gameplay. Riot has finally released it and everything. There's a bunch of information that I want to cover, which I said I will once it is out. We're going to be going over the gameplay, any like information within the game itself, like the map and objectives and things like that. We'll be going over all the characters and their abilities. So all that being said and done, guys, if you enjoyed, don't forget to hit that like button. If you're excited, especially too, let's get it started. Let's watch the gameplay first though, together.
Can I get a gun? Yeah, I got you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna get the Orbit A again. I'll have my ult.
Y'all notice?
I definitely get some Counter-Strike vibes from this though, which isn't a bad thing.
Like a library out here.
Oh gosh.
Should we?
It's like Counter-Strike with a little bit of Overwatch, you know? Just a little bit.
Sometimes it happens, you know?
It looks pretty clean though, to be honest.
Outside garage. Outside garage, yeah.
Keelan, will you have to cover my body if I use it up here? Oh, nice start.
Dude, that's OP, man.
Nice kill in the door. Need help? Nah, I'm good.
That was really good. Close.
Yikes.
Up sewer.
Sova in mid. Can I help? No. I'm gonna lean A here. You think they're coming?
Blocking sight.
No.
Pick up B, pick up B. Res.
That's-
What does that do?
Pick up B.
Dude, that guy griefed. Honestly, that guy kind of griefed. Like, that was a free kill.
Hey.
Oh.
I'm out.
One mid? One still in grass. I'm just ulting your front of B.
Big.
I'm gonna drone outside of Elon just to check.
Welcome
Wow.
to my world.
Let's see. I've got
The drone seems pretty damn strong.
Oh, get me out of here!
Okay, put the other one.
So you can see the HP actually goes back up.
Let me go first with my dart.
After he left the one back up, which is interesting. So the poison did bring it down, but then the second you leave, it goes up.
Corners.
Maybe it's only poison related, it goes back up.
Alright, let's do this. One in
Yikes.
the cloud.
One enemy left.
Alright,
Let's
let's
go.
go.
All together. All together. Let's
He was right here.
Oh,
Player standing.
like there's some shoddy or something there. Okay, so it goes down to 1 HP actually, so you can actually die in the poison. So you can't die in the poison, you actually just get down to like 1 HP. And then you heal back to where you were when you leave. Interesting.
Okay.
So, okay, so that's essentially the gameplay, right? Also talk about when it's the release date and all that stuff. Anyways, so what do we have here, right? So first thing to notice, of course, here is the buy menu, right? You can see a bunch of options, right? You have sidearms, you have SMG, shotties, rifles, snipers, and a little bit of heavy. You have 2 types of shield, light shield and heavy shield. Again, that does have that kind of Counter-Strike vibe to it. So if you're a Counter-Strike player, you'll be somewhat familiar, I think, right? The shields obviously are, you know, you can either have the full Kevlar helmet or just the helmet or something like that. I think it is in Counter-Strike. I forgot. It's been a while. Right, so in that kind of scenario, you know, that I think that part's a little bit similar, and you know, at the end of the day, it is a traditional FPS, which is the whole point of it, right? So you can see that the sniper operator is 4,500, substantially more expensive than pretty much anything else in the shop entirely, right? You have the abilities down at the bottom, you have the damage that the gun can do, right? You have the primary fire, full automatic, fires 10 rounds per second. You have the damage to the body, the head, and the leg based on distance as well, which is actually really good information that it gives you that. That's really important because I think most FPSs or shooters just, they don't give you that information. Not that specific at least, right? That's, I think, a really good plus. I like that a lot, actually. The magazine capacity is 13, right? Wall penetration is low. It gives you like really good information, stuff that you don't have to like just find out for yourself through just straight trial and error. It just gives it to you exactly, which is good. I do like that a lot. You can see what your team is buying as well, which is also a nice little bit of you know, extra information. Now you're gonna notice that they're running around, right? And they kind of walk to these little blue like little barriers. They might be wondering what the hell is that? Well, you can see the timer ticking down the top. This is the preparation phase. Now most games you can't really move too far or anything like that in the preparation phase, right? But in this case, it seems like first of all, you can see the top left here. There's 3 bomb sites, or you know, whatever their version of the bomb site is, but essentially there seems to be 3 bomb sites, and there's barriers. So during the time that you're preparing, you can actually set up during the I guess the preparation phase, but you just can't go, of course, past the barriers, right? And I'm sure the enemy team can do the same thing more or less, right? That's something else to keep in mind. That's also very important. So obviously we have some abilities coming out here and there, right? This is some like wall hack looking kind of thing. Looks actually really, really powerful. And whenever the one's inside the poison, you can see the HP ticks down, but they go back to what they were, it seems like, prior to going in. So you don't actually die from the poison. Another thing to keep in mind. So this game is, you know, they're trying to not make it very, very, like, ability focused. They're trying to make it more of, like, an actual FPS game at heart, right? So that's kind of, like, that information there. And then Valorant, of course, you know, all the information there that we'd like to see. Very juicy stuff. So this is their website that they released in case you're curious. You can sign up for a bunch of email stuff, right, etc., etc. They talk about a whole lot of juicy information, all their social medias. And in case you're wondering when the game is going to be playable, it seems like they have the dates currently set to summer. If I had to personally guess, I would guess August. But it's set summer. So July or August is my guess, right? So that's going to be interesting to say, the least. Then you have, before we go into the abilities, very quickly, I already talked about this, right? You have the, you know, the weapons, you have a bunch of information, all the damage types that you can do to somebody, right? From all three distances, in this case for this gun, and all three types, which is really good, being body, head, and leg, which is great information. We have the bomb sites, like I talked about there. It'll be a 128 tick server, which means that it should be very, very friendly to FPS games and players and stuff like that. This is what we talked about earlier. The attacker is here, the defender is here. So you saw the defenders have much more room to kind of, you know, get to the points, of course, to all three bomb sites and start defending it and planning that out. Again, very similar to Counter-Strike, more or less, for the most part. Though, of course, in this case, you have that preparation phase where both teams can actually move. So that's pretty cool as well. I think that's actually kind of similar to TFT, right? If I'm not mistaken, back in the days. Anyways, let's go over the abilities and all the characters. I'm sure that's what people are very, very excited for. So check it out, guys. First one we have over here. Thank you, Polygon, for the information. Phoenix. Phoenix's star power shines through in his fighting style. Ignoring the battlefield with flash and flare. Whether he's got backup or not, he's rushing in to fight on his own terms. Also, down in the comments below, let me know, after we're done going through all the abilities, which one are you going to play? Which character are you going to one-trick? I want to know. Anyways, hot hands. Throw a fireball that explodes after a delay or upon impact with the ground, and the fire zone damages enemies and heals you. Ooh, that's actually pretty sweet. So you want to run in there, throw that in there, and just fight within it, I think, because you get healed. It's perfect. And they get damage up there. That's perfect. Cast a blaze. Cast out a flame wall that blocks vision and damages anyone that passes through it. You can bend the wall when casting by turning while holding. You can bend the wall. That's interesting, actually. Imagine if you can walk in there, throw the Q on somebody and fight in that area, and then put the wall behind them in a curve, so they're forced to either fight in your territory, essentially. That'd be interesting. Signature ability, curveball. Casting a curving flare that bursts into brilliant light after a brief delay, temporarily blinding all looking at it. The first thing I think of is solar flare. Left click curves it, right click curves it right. Okay, so you can curve it both ways. So this guy's actually pretty sick. What the hell? An ultimate ability, run it back. Mark your current location. If you die during this ability's duration or when this ability's duration expires, you'll be reborn at the marked location with full. Well, that sounds kind of broken. What? If you die during this ability's duration or when this ability's duration, so pretty much just ever, I guess, or something. That's okay. That's kind of that's pretty busted. Anyways, moving on to jets. Jets agile and agile, we like that. An evasive fighting style lets her take risks that no one else can. She runs circles around every skirmish, cutting enemies up before they even know what hit them. Cloudburst. Throw a cloud of fog that obscures vision on impact. Hold down the ability button to send the clouds in flight trajectory. Okay. Updraft. After a brief wind up, propel yourself upwards. Ooh, that's pretty cool. That can give you some really unique like positioning advantages and flanking advantages and stuff like that. Signature ability, Tailwind. Immediately dash a short distance in the direction you're moving. That's really good in a game like this. It'd be so much harder to hit you. And then Bladestorm, the ultimates. Arm yourself with several deadly throwing knives that deal moderate damage and kill on headshots. Scoring a kill restores all daggers, and left click throws a single dagger while right click will throw all daggers. Okay, she seems pretty cool. She's the one that we've seen before. She was the one that was
Nice kill in the door.
let me see if I can quickly find it here for you guys, in case you're
Silver,
curious.
could it help?
This one. I'm assuming this is her.
One's still in grass.
Right, I mean, looks like her. Daggers, I see daggers. Makes sense to me. Anyways, moving on, Viper. Viper deploys an array of poisonous chemical devices to control the battlefield and cripple the enemy's vision. And if the toxins don't kill her prey, her mind games surely will. I think this is the one we saw that made that, you know, you're in my world now. And then they have like the poison everywhere and people were ticking down in HP, but they weren't dying from it or something like that. I think that was her. I think that's a safe assumption. Snake bites. Fire a projectile that explodes into a pool of damaging acid. Okay. Poison cloud. Throw a gas emitter that you can reactivate to create a poisonous smoke cloud at the cost of fuel. The emitter can be picked up and thrown again after a short cooldown. Signature ability, toxic screen. Deploy a long line of gas emitters, which we saw, that you can reactivate to create a wall of toxic gas at the cost of fuel, which we saw over here, pretty much near the beginning, actually. This one right here, I'm assuming. And Viper Spit. Emit a massive toxic cloud in a large area that lasts long enough, as long as Viper stays inside the cloud, and enemies inside the cloud are highlighted to Viper. Oh wow, they're also highlighted to Viper. So that's of course this right here. Right, that's without question that right there, which is pretty cool too. Sova. Sova tracks, finds, and eliminates enemies with a ruthless efficiency and precision. His custom bow, ooh, it's a Hanzo, and incredible scouting abilities ensure that even if you run, you cannot hide. Shock Bolt. Fire an explosive bolt that emits a damaging pulse of static energy upon impact. But what does the static energy do? Is it reveal? Does it slow them down? Owl Drone. Maybe it makes them not able to use their abilities. I don't know. Owl Drone deploys a pilotable drone that can fire a dart that will reveal enemies who are hit. That actually reminds me of that guy from Rainbow Six a little bit. Pretty cool stuff. Sounds pretty strong. Signature ability, Recon Bolt. Fires a bolt that deploys a sonar emitter. Or emitter, whatever. The sonar pings tag nearby. Sonar pings tag nearby. Is that worded incorrectly? Nearby enemies, causing them to be revealed and can be destroyed. So that's like a better version of the Owl Drone, essentially. So this guy's literally just all about scouting. Super useful to have someone like this on your team, though. Super useful. I personally wouldn't want to play it, but very useful. And then Hunter's Fury. Fire up to 3 deadly energy blasts that spear across the entire map. Wow. That's okay. That's pretty broken. Cypher. Is a one-man surveillance network who keeps tabs on enemies' every move. No secret is safe, no maneuver goes unseen, and Cypher is always watching. Trapwire. Place a stealth trap, or tripwire rather, between two walls. Between two walls. Triggering enemies are restrained and revealed for a short time, and if the trap is not destroyed, it activates to daze the trapped victim. That's pretty sweet. Cyber Cage. Toss out a remote activation trap. Reactivate to create a cage that slows enemies who pass through it. Wow, that sounds really good. And look at a trap and press Use SE, whatever that is. Or your use button, okay. To detonate it, or hold activate to detonate all. Spy cam. Place a remote camera. After placing, reactivate to view the video feed. Okay, that's actually the hacking chick, I think, from Rainbow Six right there. And neutral theft. Extract information from the corpse of an enemy, revealing the location of their living allies. Ooh. And we still have 3 more to go through. Wow, I feel like we already went through so many. Which looks sick. Alright. Brimstone's orbital arsenal ensures his squad always has the advantage. His ability to deliver utility precisely and safely makes him the unmatched boots on the ground commander. This is just like the warrior, it feels like. Launch an incendiary... Okay, whatever. Grenade that deploys a damaging field of fire. Okay. Target a nearby location to call in a stim beacon. Given all players near rapid fire. Wow, that's actually really powerful. Sky Smoke. Use your map to call in an orbital deployment smoke screen that obscures... Wow, that's actually so good. And then use your map to target a location, launching a devastating AC-130. It's essentially AC-130. That's also really sick. Okay. Cast out a... Okay, Sage. This is one that was leaked. I made a video about her. She was leaked. She's like the Mercy, the healer. Cast out an orb that breaks into a slowing field on the ground. Blah, blah, blah. Ground. Yeah, they get grounded, which sounds really good. And make noise when moving. It's really good. Conjure a large solid wall. Right-click to rotate the wall before casting. This is to heal an ally or yourself to full health over a few seconds. Full health. Full health. And then you can revive someone. Really, really strong. And the last one is Omen. The video is getting kind of long. I don't want to make it too long. That's why I'm going a little bit faster. He hunts in the shadows. Oh, that sounds like my kind of thing right there. Okay, I'm one-tricking this guy. He renders enemies blind, teleports across the field, then lets paranoia take hold of as foes scramble to uncover where it might strike next. Okay, this is my guy right here, 100%. Paranoia. Send out an ethereal shadow in a straight line, near sighting anyone. Okay, so literally Zed. Shadow Walk. After a delay, dematerialize and teleport a short distance. Dark Cover. Cast out a stealth ethereal orb that bursts into an obscuring sphere of shadow at its final location and can be charged to increase the distance. Wow. And from the shadows. Select anywhere on the map to teleport to and reform. When arriving, appear as a shade that will go back to your original location if killed. Once the teleport is complete, become incorporeal for a short time, whatever the hell that means. This guy seems sick as hell. I think I like either Omen or maybe Phoenix. Yo, Phoenix looks really cool, actually. I like Phoenix a lot. Omen or Phoenix, I think, are my two that I want to play. But yeah, there you guys have it. That's the end of this video. Let me know what you think about the game, guys. Let me know what you think about the gameplay and everything if you're excited. I'll see you guys in the summer when the game is going to be out for us to play it and try it out. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you for the next video. Peace.